Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So I know that we've talked about this before, but I really do think that it's important. So Donald Trump says that he had presidential immunity and shouldn't be charged by Jack Smith in the January 6th case. So the judge obviously disagreed with Trump and struck down the defense motion. And now it's in an appellate court, which I believe that Jack Smith believes will rule favorably for Jack Smith. But he also knows that that will then allow Trump to petition the Supreme Court, which would be at the very least a stall and would put an end to Smith's fantasy, which is what it is, of convicting Donald Trump before the election. So here's the thing. I think that Smith really believes that he's correct, and I believe that he thinks the Supreme Court will side with him. I'm not so sure, and neither are a lot of former federal Justice Department officials.
Anyway, let me go back to this Judge Shutkin, the Washington, D.C. judge of the liberal persuasion. But while the Trump's appeal, the issues of presidential immunity, and while they appeal the issue of double jeopardy, Shutkin apparently has said she will stop the presses and postpone any court hearings until the Supremes make up their mind. And I guess that's also true for the federal court, the U.S. Court of Appeals, even though the special prosecutor is trying to get around it. Anyway, walk us through this, because this came out yesterday, just as our show was hitting. And I don't know, it sounded very interesting and sounded very promising.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The default position of federal law, Larry, is that you try the whole case, including all the litigation, in the trial court first, and then after it's all over, if there's a conviction, jury verdict, and sentence, then the whole kit and caboodle go up to the Court of Appeals. There are a handful of issues that the courts allow you to get pre-trial appeal on, and one of them is immunity, because if you have immunity from prosecution, the offense is actually having the trial, not just potentially getting convicted. The other important doctrine of law here is that in federal law, once there's an appeal, even if it's an appeal pre-trial, the district court, the trial court, Judge Chutkin, who you've just referred to, loses jurisdiction over the case because the whole case goes up to the Court of Appeals. So what the Trump people argued, once Chutkin ruled against former President Trump on his immunity claim, Trump appealed to the D.C. Circuit, and what Trump argued is that has to freeze the whole case. In other words, she was probably hoping to get through with other pretrial stuff and hearings and all that stuff, and he's saying, you know, you can't do anything, and she agreed yesterday that she really can't act on the case until the appellate courts decide it. And this is very important to Trump and to the Biden Justice Department. Trump is trying for delay. He wants to push everything past Election Day. And, of course, the Biden Justice Department, the whole point of this was to try to get him convicted during the campaign prior to Election Day. So that's what hangs in the balance.
Yeah, but for Shutkin to say what she said, now, this guy Jack Smith, the prosecutor, you know, he wants to jump right over the federal appeals court and go right to the Supremes. But, and I'm going to say, it's my editorial word, not yours, phony that he is, he's also hedging his bets by telling the appeals court to go faster. But whatever, Shutkin is saying, no, we're going to have to just wait. And wait is a good thing for Donald Trump.
Yes, wait is a good thing. But I also think, Larry, that Smith, I believe, may have fumbled into a mistake here in his haste to get the immunity issue in front of the Supreme Court. It's understandable why he wants to go fast. I think that's been their plan all along. But the thing is, the only thing he wants the Supreme Court looking at is the immunity claim. And I think that what Donald Trump has always wanted was to get the case in front of the Supreme Court so they can look at the charges.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on there, right? And there is a lot at stake here. And my gut tells me that the Supreme Court, even if they don't take exception with some of the charges, even if they don't like Trump, which I think most of them probably do, not that that even matters. The ones that actually like Trump will hold to their constitutional duty. They're the ones that don't let emotion and vitriol and propaganda get in the way of them actually doing their duties. But anyway, that's a topic for a million other videos. I think they will actually uphold and protect presidential immunity. We might even see some of the liberal justices do this. They'll do it very, very carefully, but I think that they'll do it because, what the Democrats have actually been doing is attempting to backdoor destroy the entire office of the president. Whether they're doing it on purpose or not, I don't know. But we've already seen an appeals court rule that Trump can be litigated against civilly for acts done while president, which is another one that will probably it's got to end up in the Supreme Court. And now they're attempting to destroy presidential immunity. They're just so short-sighted. They're all very Harry Reid-like whenever they try to do something especially against Trump. And, obviously their concern is Trump, only Trump and all things Trump. But the court's concern, I think, will be nothing to do with Trump and all about the office of the presidency and all about what the Constitution says on this matter, on their immunity. But anyway, it'll be really interesting to watch. No doubt about that, no matter what happens. But that's all I've got on that topic, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? And guys, if you haven't already, please help us to continue to grow. Really, really appreciate the support. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. And we'll see you in the next one.